This is the men's room.
Forget it, man, and get with the countdown. Shake this square world and blast off for Kicksville. The trippers, the grasshoppers, the hip ones, all gathered in secrecy and flying high as a kite.
You're listening to the men's room with Miles and Thrill.
Racial consultant standing by. Caller 9 at 844-999. Ola plays Profile This in minutes. And we do have your headlines on the way 1 hour from now. First, quick check into Mike Hawk for some of the stories and headlines he is not working on.
All right, a 10-year-old girl near Columbus, Ohio has been waiting for a kidney transplant. So a teacher at her school who barely even knew her stepped up and she's donating. The surgery will happen later on this year.
Well, hopefully it's successful. That's cool.
Yeah. A couple in Florida stole a motorized shopping cart from a Walmart last week to ride it less than a mile down the street to a bar.
I guess they got both of them on it.
Mm-hmm.
It works, man.
I mean, you see people in a motorized shopping cart in a Walmart. I mean, it looks like it's just a one-person thing. So
just put one in the basket.
I guess so.
They must be worth stealing because it seems like people are stealing those things all the time.
They just look like fun. They've looked like fun ever since I was a kid.
I mean, but I never see them go fast.
Like when if you're up late at night and you're just watching pretty well garbage programming, but there's always that one commercial block that's filled with a 3-minute infomercial.
Yeah.
So instead of having a bunch of commercials, it's this is like the adult scooter. Well, I've seen that, man. Like they sell that thing
They
for
do.
for $1,000 or something at night.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can pick one up for your house.
Exactly.
You can just take your own with you.
It's not that fast, but it's kind of like that hoverboard that we had.
Right.
Okay.
It's just fun.
I just like those commercials at night where you have the bathtub, but you just open the door so I don't fall.
Oh, yeah, on the side.
Yeah.
You're old. Your bones hurt, baby.
I could sit in the shower.
The police did find them at the bar and arrested them for theft.
Yeah, they're sitting right there.
Yep.
It's like Jimmy Sports Bars.
Yeah, it's Grand Theft Auto with that.
The police in Washington let a woman go after her friend was pulled over last week, but it turned out that she had a gun and heroin in her purse that she left behind.
That's a problem.
And she went to the police department's Facebook page to brag about getting away. So they tracked her down on Saturday and arrested her.
Yeah, you can't do that.
It is unbelievable to me.
I bet Facebook solves more stuff.
Right?
Sure.
I'm just going to reset the timer right now. I will have that story.
More people are exposed for whatever the hell they're up to on Facebook, I would have guessed, than anywhere else.
But the thing is, it's not entrapment. No one coerces you. This is just sheer ego.
You just sharing information.
You yell out loud this crime you committed, where you got away with it, because somehow you think that cops don't look at Facebook. It's this idiot pile where people say this stuff. If I'm a cop, you could be a cop. I'm telling you, they should hire a position where all you do is sift through Facebook.
Oh, yeah.
Before people figured out what the hell was going on.
It might already be there.
They should be, right?
They were posting pictures when they would take 6 days early on in Facebook, and they're like at a baseball game or something. They just post a picture up, not even thinking about it then.
Right.
Because at that point in time, you weren't thinking about, God.
But here's the thing to think about. What are there, 800 million people on Facebook?
Yeah.
There's a good chance that if you post something illegal, somebody's going to see it and something bad's going to happen. I'm just saying.
Well, and there's that story I was telling you about from Maryland. They didn't even post anything illegal. They just posted a picture of the morel mushrooms they got. And the cops showed up on the door.
According to a new study, millennials are 23% more likely to end up in the ER because of a do-it-yourself home improvement injury than other adults who work on stuff around the house.
Than other adults?
Than other adults.
I think if you're working on things that later in life, then you probably already have made all those mistakes when you first started doing it. And I don't think you do.
So.
I don't think that you pick up a hobby in your 50s I'm going to learn to frame a house.
How about people that ride their Harley?
Well, they
never rode a motorcycle. I'm one of the most powerful ones.
And they end up laying them down.
Right, exactly.
So it's
What is the ideal number of people to be stuck in an elevator with?
Knowing how I'll react as full as it can be is on a freak them all out.
I'll say 4.
Miles?
If it's up to me, 1.
The most popular answer in a new survey was one other person, so you wouldn't be alone, but it wouldn't be cramped.
And you could, and no one. Maybe the odds are that one person hopefully won't drive you nuts.
Right.
Where if you have 4 or 5, there might be one person that's having a really difficult time with the situation.
What if that one person is P.S. Chang?
P.S.
Yeah, so the elevator breaks down, all right? And now it's you and her. You still feeling one person. I'm trapped next door with 5 people, and none of them are her.
You know what I'm doing? I'm bumming a smoke. That's the only way I can get through it. I'm going back. I'm going to have one more cigarette.
You can snot rocket together.
I've been doing a really good job, but I don't think I'd be able to handle it. I'd be like, dude, you just got to let me kind of borrow one of those.
The average person takes 1 hour and 2 minutes to get ready each morning. The top things we think about first thing after we wake up are... first thing we think about.
What time is it?
First,
I'm hungry.
What's when you wake up?
I need
what
some
time is
coffee.
it? Okay.
I don't know.
The weather, work.
All the weather.
Oh, weather.
Yeah, that's
something
true.
health-related, chores, and what's happening on social media.
How's somebody waking up thinking, I gotta pee?
Because that usually...
You can still think that, but I will. Even this morning, as I open my eyes, and they immediately go to the window, the crack between the window and the curtain.
Yeah.
I just look at the color of the sky and determine how I'm probably going to feel, right?
1 out of 4 Americans say they haven't visited all the iconic landmarks in their own city, according to a new survey.
I mean, that's fair. Generally, your own city, it's tougher to visit all that stuff. I mean, it's not tough. You just don't think about doing it.
You only do it when people come into town.
Exactly. I've lived in the Seattle area my entire life, and I was 21 by the time I actually went up into the Space Needle.
And in the end, you looked at the city that you grew up in your entire life. Like, oh, there it is.
Yeah, I mean, I grew up in D.C. and never went to the Washington Monument. I mean, I went to it, but never went up in it.
Sure.
Right.
New survey found the bra sizes that make women the happiest.
Who cares?
Any thoughts?
C cups.
Miles?
I would say... Yeah, because you don't want them to be too small, but you don't want them to be too big where it's problematic.
There it is. Women with C cups are the most likely to love or like their boobs. Anybody know the least likely?
People who have them to the point where they're inconvenienced.
Cups.
Okay, they are usual
bigger
cups.
ones?
It's either A through D.
Oh, D.
I'd say A.
It's actually right next door B cups.
Really?
Yes.
No bee sting.
Wow.
Damn, Ted.
Man.
No wonder.
Come on,
No
man.
wonder they're so down in the
Bee
dumpsters.
stings come with great butts, usually.
Look, I don't say this much,
These
but
things
ladies,
come with great butts.
I like your bees.
Yeah, you should write down this into a book. Words by Ted.
Wow.
The B is for butt.
Yeah,
Oh, Lordy.
because it's not up front.
I didn't say it was bad.
You call them bee stings.
Well, that's just a term.
All right.
A man in Florida was arrested after he climbed a piece of playground equipment and told a bunch of kids where babies come from.
Oh, you should see the picture of this
Your
guy.
front butt.
Oh,
Yeah, it's coming up in a
He'll
second.
haunt your dreams.
Is it that bad?
Oh, yeah.
You haven't seen the
Have you
picture?
not seen the picture?
We'll show you in a
I
minute.
scanned it back.
It's coming up on profile. We'll
very
show you.
good.
It looks like who you think it is.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. I mean, I don't know. There's a lot of face tattoos going on there.
That's why.
A new study found people who use Tinder aren't actually hooking up more than people who don't. They're just getting rejected from their couch instead of going out to bars.
Oh.
That is the honest truth, man.
Yeah.
Like, a picture of me does not make me better looking. It's still my face. So if I couldn't go to a bar and pick up random chicks, why is it they're going to swipe me?
Different tactic. You can now buy an iPhone case that's also a 22-pound dumbbell. Supposedly makes it easier to watch TV and check Facebook while pumping iron.
Oh, yeah.
Jesus Christ.
It would definitely
Ted's
keep you
blown
from
away.
using your phone that much.
It probably would. You wouldn't be carrying it around in your pocket either.
remember to go left and right on that.
I'm just thinking about dropping that thing on my foot.
Or just picking up like can't call. No, dude, my forearm's burning. I gotta go.
I gotta go, dude.
Dude, I'm burning.
Oh, Lordy.
Have you heard? Okay, this ranks up there with that. There's a gym in England right now where to get people to run, instead of running on a treadmill and watching CNN or whatever we do here, the trainer runs in front of you. I'm not making with an iPad on his back. So,
I've heard that, yes.
Yeah, so you're running behind them watching whatever programming you need.
Stupid.
You know, I need to see my stories. I want to be healthy, but I need to see guiding light.
A woman in South Carolina is furious over what was written on the cake that she had made for her graduate son.
What was that?
I'll tell you all about it 1 hour from now.
Thank you, Mike Hawk. Headlines are on the way 1 hour from now, but first, the game is...
The Men's Room presents Profile This.
Hey, it's Stephen Thrill to please tell everyone how Profile This is played.
I sure can, Miles. I'm sorry. It's a simple game, Miles, where we share with you a real-life news story, something that happened right here on planet Earth. Earth. And as you listen to the story, based on the stereotypes you believe to be true of people and the decisions that people make, we'll ask you what it is you think makes the story a story. Hello, Alex. Welcome to the Men's Room.
Hola.
Hola. All right, Alex, you understand how this here game is played?
I do.
Fantastic. Here's your story. Naturally, we go to the fine state of Florida, where a man, as Mike said, climbed atop a piece of equipment at a Clearwater Beach playground and then yelled at a bunch of children in the area. His message is where babies come from, and as you might imagine, the language he used, not quite as clinical as what you might learn in school. They said the 30-year-old was taken into custody on the charge of disorderly conduct. Now, they said he was first approaching tourists and making inappropriate comments to women because he was trying to get their male partners to confront him. There was an officer in the area, and he was watching him, but he didn't bother to do anything. But the officer said, quote, I watched him walk over to the busy playground area and climb to the top of one of the children's toys that was being occupied by children between the ages of 4 and 6 years old. He then started shouting from the top, yelling that children, the babies come out of women, but he used a vulgar term in doing so.
Oh.
At that time, parents were rushing to the area to remove the children. Now, police noted that he'd caused a number of disturbances in the area recently. Jail records show he had a number of arrests over the last few years on charges of disorderly conduct, battery, carrying a concealed weapon, etc. And apparently his most recently, basically, for this last incident, he was only fined $118 in order to stay away from the park. The question is, do you believe that this sex education master is black, white, Mexi, or Jew?
What do you guys think?
Alex, I've seen this story, so I can't. Unfortunately, I can't help you.
Sounds like a white guy to me.
What makes you think a white guy?
Well, he got in trouble. He only got fined.
Well, it's a pretty good point.
Not even that big of a fine.
Yeah, $118 bucks.
It's not a.
I don't know if there's
an unreasonable way of thinking
man,
on this.
For $118, I'd gladly go to my kid's school and just berate the kids there at the playground. You know where you from? Your mama's front butt. I mean, like, whatever it is he's saying.
Yeah.
For $118, like, I'd bid on that. They said, hey, it's an auction, $118. Just go terrify the children. Like,
I can yell anything I want to.
Whatever you're going to yell, man. $118, you get 2 minutes to say whatever it is you're going to say.
There's 2 bills. Keep the change.
Yeah.
All right, Alex, what are you thinking?
I think I'm going to stick with white.
White, final answer?
Final answer.
We're going to find out if he was black, white, Mexican, or Jewish next.
That was a tease.
You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
We return to the Men's Room with Miles and Thrill.
Well, about us, once again, we'll go to Florida, and we have a man who is doing his best to get the tourists riled up, so to speak. Tries that with a few adults, it doesn't work, so he runs over to the children's playground. He climbs up on top of one of the pieces of equipment, and he starts telling the young kids below where babies come from in the most explicit way that you could probably imagine. We didn't get the specifics on that either way. The parents come running over, grabbing their kids and taking them away, and he gets fined, I guess. And
$118, don't come back to the park.
And
That's it.
kindly asked not to go back there. That doesn't seem, all things considered, that's too bad.
If I do for $118, I'd berate some children.
Yeah.
But Alex, we asked you, do you believe this guy is black, white, Mexi, or Jew? And in the end, you went white. Oh, sorry. Black in this case.
Yeah,
Black.
the face tats is what kind of.
You need to, if you get a chance, take a look at the picture of this guy. It's not just the face tats, it's the expression on his face, which leads me to believe
He does look happy.
that if you offered him finger food, he would believe that you mean human fingers. This guy looks as crazy as it gets.
He looks insane.
Now for all TV news all the time, it is time for TV Time with Ted.
And now, because your pathetic life is confined to countless hours in front of a talking box, the Men's Room presents TV Time with Ted.
Now, in a lot of sports, well, not a lot of sports, but there's a lot of sports that have violence involved in them, right? So,
Yeah, totally.
all sports are contact sports, You're always making contact with people, but, like I always like to say, football is a collision sport, this and that, and they're violent sports. So, rugby, kind of like American football, there's a lot of big collisions, this and that. I would say the tackling is done a little more technical, simply because you're not wearing pads or a helmet, so you kind of have to tackle that way. But I believe we saw this once in the NFL. And in rugby, there's a lot of catching of the ball. You're up in the air. But there's certain things you can't do. There is rules. And kicking somebody straight in the face would be one of those rules.
Yeah, it seems like it should be.
You kind of hear it in the announcers' voices here.
Yeah, George, let's refer that, please. Let's see that on screen. If it's a deliberate action. Okay, let's have a look.
So the eyes are looking at the player.
waiting for him to hit the ground, but he wasn't expecting.
All right, the video's up on the Men's Room Facebook page. Basically, like the guy catches it in the air, and as he's coming down, the other guy is sitting there kind of waiting to tackle him.
Yeah.
And he just puts his foot out and kicks him in the face.
Oh.
Now,
God.
didn't that happen in the NFL like 3 years ago?
It happened.
Like,
well,
on a punt return?
Antonio Brown basically hit Pat McAfee for the Colts and stuck his foot on his face and stomped him and kept running. It was basically what happened.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure it was Antonio Brown.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure it was Pat McAfee.
Yeah, that's what me and Mike were talking earlier, and I was like, I'm pretty sure you just there's some rules, and you can't just kick a dude. Like, you try
Most
to
sports,
hurdle him.
right?
Yeah, like, you know what I mean? Like in MMA, you can kick a guy if he's down on the ground, but there's certain places you can kick him and can't kick him, right?
Most sports,
you can't knee him if he has like three things
other
down.
than most sports in general, other than soccer, don't allow you to kick. I mean, MMA or something like that, but you can't kick a basketball.
Right.
Nope. You know what I mean? Like, unless you are a designated kicker in a football game and you're lining up to kick, that's the only time that you could kick a ball.
Tennis, right.
You kick a goal in.
You can kick a goal in.
I guess it ricochets off a skate, technically.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But it seems like you're
right. It's more, it happened, you hit your foot.
Yeah. Seems like you're kind of kicking it in a little bit. You guys are big Star Wars people. Mm-hmm. Is there such thing as a minor Star Wars fan?
Sure.
Yeah, I mean, probably anybody who just likes to go to movies and checks them out.
Like, they're good at whatever.
Yeah, it just seems like if people are into Star Wars, they're into them.
Oh, sure.
Like, I've never seen anybody that's actually watched some of them that isn't, like, going to go see the next one.
Right. And there seems to be, obviously, a new generation of fans as well.
Okay. Can you guys do an impression of what a Wookiee would sound like? All right.
Yeah.
Now, Thrill had no idea I was going to ask him to do that.
Well, keep in mind, my father was part Wookiee. I'm 1/16th Wookiee. Everyone else is 1/16th Cherokee. I'm 1/16th Wookiee, so I naturally have the ability.
He's also always constantly has something in his throat to go.
Hello, everybody.
I swallow. I'm not a gurgler.
You can't even try.
I don't have anything in there to gurgle.
That's a sad Wookiee.
It is. Sad Wookiee.
Well, Wookiees are harder to impersonate than one would think. Amelia Clark was on with Jimmy Fallon. She's in the next movie, and the Wookiee noise didn't go so hot.
In the script, there's Chewie dialogue.
I mean, you don't. When you see the movie, it's just Wookiee sounds.
It's just Wookiee sounds.
Like, which is like, I can't do it.
I'm really bad too.
If I give you a few lines, could you give me like a Wookiee line of what that line would be? Because you're supposed to be ready. All right, say, ready to jump to hyperspace.
Oh. That's worse than I thought it was in my head. I was like, it's getting me bad.
Stand up. Maybe no, stand up. Maybe it's because you're sitting down.
Okay,
all right, here we go. This is now. Close your eyes and picture we're in the new Star Wars. All right, and you're supposed to say, "Watch out, Star Destroyer right ahead." Just sit down. Just sit down. No.
It's like as true as I can do.
That is fantastic. I thought mine was bad, but that is really up there. Oh my god,
that's bad Wookiee stuff.
That is horrible.
You either do it or you can't. I think it's like rolling your R's. See, you guys have
yes,
that.
you're closer to Wookiee because you can roll your R's.
Because you have that fluttering ability.
I'm 1/16th Wookiee.
That's what
How many
she
times
said.
Yeah.
Roll your R's in the bedroom.
Yeah.
Bring romance back.
I would just think,
Ring.
Miles just goes for.
Is there a reservation in the entertainment and dining district? I think you know what I mean.
I would just think if you worked on the movie and you played that much part of you're in contact with actual Wookiees, that you would have a little better impersonation of a Wookiee.
Little known fact about the Star Wars movies, they only hire authentic Wookiees.
Also, if somebody called you a Wookiee, that just seems like a really bad insult.
It depends. If you're in the throes of passion, give me that Wookiee D. Say, hey, man, you're bringing it. You know what I mean?
Give me that Wookiee D. Sounds like a breakfast cereal. Every morning I get up and get a big bowl of Wookiee D. Sure does get my day started right.
It's packed with protein.
I am full of energy. Sometimes even at lunch I'm not hungry. All because of that Wookiee D.
Wookiee D's.
May the force be with you.
Wookiee D's.
Make me your Wookiee.
I'm going to get out of Wookiee D's and get a basket of chicken.
Have a Wookiee morning with Wookiee D's.
A very popular man right now, Donald Glover. You know him from comedy, from acting, from singing. He's also playing Lando Calrissian
Who is a cool character? One of the cool characters of Star Wars.
Also, it's the nickname of my penis. True thing.
He says that Lando is probably pansexual.
What the hell?
What does that mean?
I don't even know what to make of that.
Pansexual means you have
Do
sex.
they have their own bathroom?
No, it means you have sex with, like...
An egg pan or something?
I think multiple things.
Oh, like
whatever?
Like a carpet?
Like, you're more
cushion?
than bisexual, right? You're pansexual.
I really don't know.
So, if you're in the mood to have sex and it can happen...
Just stick it someplace?
Then you're good.
Well, Donald Glover, again, is a comedian. So he says Lando is probably pansexual because, quote, there's so many things to have sex with.
Oh, in space.
Okay,
man. Oh, in space.
He's in space.
So you can have sex with robots. You can have sex with a Wookiee.
Right.
You can have sex with whoever you want.
Wookiee D.
That's right.
Yeah. What was it?
I'm Lando Calrissian for Wookiee D.
I start my morning off fresh.
Come to the toothpick. Get the fur out of your teeth. Wookiee D.
Made with... I filled up with breast milk.
Yeah. I just like how cool he is about it. There's a lot of things to have sex with in space.
Okay.
Yeah,
So
man, you
Lando
need to see
is.
Star Wars, bruh.
Which also makes me think, like, everybody saw the same movie and was like, the blue chick is hot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's...
Avatar?
I'll be curious to see how that movie does.
With Solo?
Yeah.
I think it'll do just fine.
Yeah, I'm sure it will. I mean, is it going to be as big as the Avengers, or is it going to be as big as Black Panther, or is it just going to be just a regular movie? You know what I mean?
It'll be big.
It'll be big, but I'm just
I
curious.
don't think you can be Black Panther or Infinity War big. Those things are just monsters.
Right.
But it'll be the third largest movie probably opening this year.
Damn it.
What?
Nothing.
What's wrong?
I just had like a note in my head,
What
and
was
then
it?
like we were saying, that's the problem. And then we started talking about that movie's going to be big. I kind of giggled, and then I looked down. I didn't have the note written. I completely lost it.
Oh, so you don't know where you're going.
I don't.
Oh.
You should be the captain of a ship. Where are we going, Captain?
Give me the next
Don't know.
story you want to do, and I'll do the segue. That'll be
No,
fun.
I just had it too.
Oh, okay. I'll try. I'll do a really cheesy segue.
They don't call them the best in the business for nothing. That's right.
All right.
Here we
I'm
go.
back on track.
Okay, all right.
We were talking about Lando Calrissian
Yes, we were.
and how he's pansexual. There's a lot of things to have sex with in space.
Uh-huh.
And I said, you know what, man? I bet he said that because the blue girl was hot in Avatar.
That's right.
Oh,
Avatar, though, right? What was the big question we learned from SNL this year? Was why was it in papyrus font?
Oh, yeah.
So that was a funny sketch.
okay.
These are the top 5 sketches from SNL this season.
Oh, you need some.
Bam!
numbers?
I'm back. I had a plan.
Okay.
As soon as I
Do you
remember.
need the? Do you need the
I
countdown?
remembered it live on the air.
Yeah.
I knew I had a plan in there.
Do you need the countdown?
Sure the hell with it. Go to the countdown.
Number 5.
Natalie's Rap 2. It's where Natalie Portman reprises her rap from 2006 with a Cardi B style rhyme. Look, I should have prefaced this with, honestly, the 5 top sketches they have here from SNL. I don't agree with any of this list.
I thought the Bill Hader episode had a lot of funny sketches that I can't believe didn't make it on here.
Yeah, the papyrus thing I thought was great.
Yeah.
Now, granted, it had one of the most attractive men in the world being a part of it.
We're
The
not
Notebook?
Oh, Ryan Gosling.
Yeah.
all right.
Jesus, guys, come on. I love Gosling.
It's like Will Ferrell. He was on a lot.
Ryan Gosling.
The other one I would put in the top 5 was the Coco, Sterling K. Brown. When he's over at the parents, they're having dinner.
Oh, yeah. The
And,
the greatest animated movie ever.
yeah, and they just
Oh, yeah,
nonchalantly,
yeah.
the in-laws just say Coco's maybe the greatest animated
He gets
And
about
he's
Shrek. He's a
right,
Shrek
and he's
guy.
a Shrek
That's
fan,
right.
and he
That's
just
I mean,
can't.
it doesn't go well.
He just can't let it go. All right, number 4.
Number 4.
Number 4.
Film panel. It's where Kate McKinnon plays an old school Hollywood Scarlet who recounts tales. Basically, the whole joke here was that they were all talking about film and how film used to be and this and that, and she just talks about basically people just molesting her and putting their hands
I think
on her.
I remember that
Jesus.
one, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Right.
God.
Well, this was in the, it's still in, the Me Too movement. So that was just part of it. It was just like, she's like a whole old Hollywood actress. Like, that's just part of the deal.
Number 3.
Commercial shoot. This was Will Ferrell and Kate McKinnon again. They were 2 elderly everyday people who botch a commercial for a local restaurant.
I don't know if I saw that one or not. Was it good?
Yeah, it was pretty funny.
Well, they think so.
I did read a list earlier today, too, about SNL. Whenever SNL seasons end, they always have all this stuff. And one thing was like, can we give Kate McKinnon a break? She's been on the show for a long time, and just like the amount of characters, whether they're female, which she is, or male, which she isn't.
Right, she'll play.
Right, she plays them all the time, but at a certain point, you kind of go, are we just doing this because Kate McKinnon we think is funny and can do anything?
I hope so, man. I love when she plays, what's
Sessions?
Yeah, Jeff Sessions. Oh. What are we on, 2 or 1?
2.
Number 2.
Welcome to hell. Not a metal song. This was stories. This was stories about powerful men being sexual predators turned into a bubbly K-pop style video. K-pop, by the way, if you don't know anything about pop music from Korea, it's called K-pop. It is a whole thing. It's a whole movement. Psy. What's it, Gangnam Style?
Yeah.
That's probably the most popular
all right.
K-pop song you know.
Okay. It is. The only one I know.
Number 1.
And then number 1, they put the dinner discussion. That was Will Ferrell. Basically, this was after Aziz Ansari's story came out and Me Too movement's going. So people aren't exactly sure how to talk about Aziz Ansari. Was he guilty of this or was he got caught up and this and that? I mean, it seemed like they picked kind of like more serious ones, but I'll always take for my taste, like whatever's like those kind of second to last sketches of the night. Traditionally on Saturday Night Live, this is a good reason to DVR it as well. Because traditionally, the last sketch of the night is kind of one that basically they don't think it's good enough for the air, but they're going to go, all right, we'll give it a shot and see what the hell happens.
I really just appreciate them running live on the West Coast so that Old Man Miles can make it to that point where maybe we'll see that. Yeah. A lot of times on Saturday night, man, 12:30, 12:45, like after the second musical act, they might do 1 or 2 more skits.
Yeah,
and I'm never past the second musical performance.
That's where you get those questionable ones.
That's what I like. That's the zone that happens.
I did the same thing, man. I like Saturday nights, like Friday nights. I like to stay out real late. Saturday nights, I like to be in the house, watching stuff.
And maybe it's just me, and I've always kind of felt this way, but it just seems like, oh gosh, 70% of the time the musical acts, even though they are bigger names or whatever, at the time when I'm watching them on Saturday Night Live, they just don't seem like the greatest performances, and I don't know why that is. Because I'm sure there have been plenty of great performances, and there have. But most of the time, sometimes it's like, this kind of blows.
Yeah, I think it depends on who it is. SNL, though, consistently, to me, does a good job of bringing in different musical acts.
Absolutely. Yeah, everything.
I mean, hell, that was the first place I saw One Direction. Who are these guys?
Life-changing.
Yeah. I mean, Biebs. I got to stop using pop music like that. But there's rock bands.
All the big ones.
Right. I would say they do a good job of always kind of mixing it up in there so that you see some big time acts and whatnot. Another SNL alum was Jimmy Fallon. He always has funny stuff with his thank you notes.
Thank you, diplomas, for taking 4 years to earn, 1 minute to frame, and the rest of your life to forget where you put it. There you go. Thank you, people wearing masks of the Queen outside the wedding. Because nothing makes your wedding day special like hundreds of strangers wearing your grandma's face. Appreciate that, guys.
Can't wait for the honeymoon.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Thank you, corgis, for looking like regular dogs that are slowly sinking into the earth. Thank you, Sour Patch Kids, for being the perfect treat for anyone who wants to leave the movie theater with second-degree burns on the inside of their mouth. Thank you, Kanye West, for tweeting that you got rid of your phone to focus on your music, but still managing to tweet that you got rid of your phone to focus on your music. Just get rid of all of it, dude.
I don't get it.
Just focus on the music. Thank you, inventor of the men's bathing suit, for at some point thinking, it would feel nice against my man parts? Mesh netting and a shoelace.
You like that netting?
Man parts.
Thank you, driving through a roundabout, for making it feel like I'm winning the world's lamest NASCAR race. There you guys have it. Those are my thank you notes.
Good SNL alumnus.
Yes. Thank you, Tim. We appreciate it. There we go. All right, we got your headlines on the way with Mike Hawk here in minutes. You are listening to the Men's Room Radio Network.
The Men's Room returns with Miles and Thrill. Now, let's see what's happening in the real world.
All right, here we go. As Colorado man is peeing on passenger seat mid-flight and is now facing charges from the feds. Meanwhile, a woman goes into a rage at an upstate New York McDonald's as French fry anger spreads. To San Antonio Airport, where monkey named Dawkins hangs out in baggage claim, a mom gets upset about the wording on a graduation cake. And South Carolina kayaker attacked by falling rattlesnake. It is time for your headlines.
Now, it's time to hit the headlines. Here's my cock.
All right, our top story, we go to South Carolina, where a mother of a graduate did not get the cake that she wanted. Her son is graduating high school with a 4.79 GPA,
Jeez.
right? And a full ride to Wingate University in North Carolina.
Wing it, yeah.
Wing it.
Make up your own curriculum.
That's what I'm going to do. Wing it.
Basically, that's what happens.
I got an A. In celebration of his...
Wing it University.
It really is. Just winging it.
I'll show up at 2.
Winging it, right?
I got an A.
Winging it.
In celebration of his graduation, she bought him a cake online, and she wanted the phrase "summa cum laude," which means with highest honor written on the cake. Everybody knows where this is going. Due to a profanity algorithm, the cake had "summa laude" written on it. The student says that that the cake was frustrating, but it was humiliating to have to explain to everybody why they would censor one of the words.
It should have said loudly. that would have changed the whole damn thing. Right? Like, hey, man, I don't know if you got what your GPA was, but...
Someone do it loudly.
I am not writing that in vanilla frosting.
Oh, no.
Yeah, summa cum loudly.
Oh, goodness. The company gave his mother a full refund. Going to the store.
What a bummer.
Oh, man.
Poor guy worked his butt off, and then all he wanted was a homeschool graduation.
That's that.
Damn. Yeah. Yeah. Moving on. In other news, in San Antonio, a bit of drama unfolded inside the airport. While transporting animals from the plane to a baggage area, a crate containing a baboon burst open and the monkey inside escaped.
It was a macaque.
It was.
It was a macaque.
It was a macaque.
It was.
Better than a baboon.
Not like the guy who peed on the seat. This was an actual monkey roaming around the...
We'll get to him in just a minute.
All right.
The animal caused havoc for roughly 2 hours before officials were able to tranquilize it and send it to its sanctuary. Only because they had the wrong animal.
It's my service monkey. You want to spank
he
him?
was actually in a crate.
Spank the monkey. Spank my service monkey. We'll get a blanket. Come on.
Damn it, Miles.
I bring my service monkey with me so I can spank it on the plane. It's what white people do.
Brothers excuse themselves and do it in the restroom.
That's why I spank my monkey. It's a macaque.
Trying to do a serious news segment here. Damn.
Serious. Dude, what's a monkey in the airport?
I mean, a monkey escaped out of the airport.
I mean, come on.
I don't care who you
I
are.
just have general expectations about what my day's going to be like when I go to some place. It's a public place.
Damn it.
You know, I mean, God damn it. I didn't even want to check a bag, and now you're telling me there's a monkey running around in here.
And the airport's on lockdown.
Yeah, right.
Speaking of planes, a man on a flight to South Carolina is facing federal charges because of his conduct on the flight. The man started his flight by getting drunk off of double vodka tonics and pestering the women seated next to him.
Oh, boy.
Staring at one's chest and legs and even touching another. Yeah, creepy guy. After complaints were filed, the man was moved to the back of the plane where he was observed by another passenger urinating on the seat in front of him.
This guy's class.
Good times.
You actually seen this
Come
photo?
to the airport 2 hours early. Yeah, here's a bar.
Oh, man.
Good luck with that whole philosophy.
He was then transported to the front of the plane after more complaints were filed and was arrested after the plane landed.
You know, for
just going after
$1.50
it, Ted.
more, we'll give you a shot.
Yeah, I know.
What other place do you go to where they do that?
And then expect you to
I can't
conduct
believe how
yourself.
drunk he was. The only place in the United States that goes like, for $1.50 more, we'll really F you up.
Right.
Why do we have a problem?
Can't imagine.
I can't think of the reason why. What is it?
We stay in South Carolina for this story where a kayaker had a pretty scary encounter. While floating on the, Edisto River? Edisto. A rattlesnake fell out of an overhead tree and into the man's boat. Then attacked the kayaker, biting him on the hand twice. His friends managed to capture the snake and make for the boat landing where an ambulance was called and he was taken to the hospital.
Snakes falling from the skies they were that day.
It's a rain of snakes.
Well, wasn't I watching not too long ago that freaking rattlesnakes can swim?
That's when you say, I pray to you, Jesus. I love you. Look what you did to me. A snake fell out of a tree and bit I'm done.
That's why
I'm done, Jesus.
That's why I won't go to Dollywood.
Right.
Yeah. Rattlesnake fell out of a tree there onto a lady on a ride and bit her.
Oh, she was on a ride?
Yes. That story, that's
hilarious.
That is so goddamn funny to me.
That story of that snake biting that guy is bad. It sent me down a weird snake wormhole today.
Hey, man, look, my favorite amusement park story, and I'm sorry I've got him, but Fabio, when he was on a roller coaster and got hit in the face with a bird.
Oh, he got hit hard.
I don't know why that was so goddamn funny to me.
It bloodied his nose, broke his nose.
He hit a bird,
He hit
man.
a pigeon in mid-flight.
Oh, yeah. God damn, I laughed about that.
USPS has released a new product that people can enjoy. Starting soon, people will be able to purchase scratch and sniff stamps.
Yeah, this is Beyonce's butt.
It's Catherine Zeta-Jones cancer.
Her cancer spot.
Exactly.
Am I the only one that thinks that nobody is going to actually get these stamps because nobody actually uses postage anymore?
This is Amy Winehouse's armpit. Scratch and sniff.
You have a stamp in your possession? If I said, hey, $1 million bucks, you give me a stamp, would you do it?
I don't have a stamp.
For $1 million bucks. Anybody in this room? For $1 million bucks.
I might have a stamp.
I could do it right now.
Maybe?
I think so,
I have stamps on me.
You have them on you?
On you?
In my bag.
You're getting shaken down tonight.
That's it for your headlines. With that, Mike Hawk is out.
Thank you, Mike. We appreciate it. We'll see you next time for the return of Who Sucks Less. The word profile this, and we'll drink and toast with a shot of the day.
Yes, indeed. It is all true, but in the meantime, we be all about this bitch. So until tomorrow, please do what you do best. And for Aletha's sake, stay beautiful.